Hello student, welcome again. We will be discussing today with one of the important theories of motivation. There are various theories like Hertzberg hygiene theory, McGregor's motivation theory, Maslow need hierarchy theory, and many others. But as per our curriculum, it is only Maslow need hierarchy theory that we have to study in our syllabus. So today we shall be discussing with this Maslow need hierarchy theory. Before we go into the detail of need hierarchy theory, we have studied in our previous classes and we have discussed that human behavior are caused. There are certain needs and drives, a lackness in a human being, which forces them, which drives them out to search for various alternatives, which helps them to come out of the situation of deprivation. These sources which helps them in coming out of the state of deprivations gives them a sense of satisfaction, and they drives an individual to work. So the satisfaction which they felt, it is this satisfaction which drives them. Satisfaction of need is therefore most important. And so, we would discuss need hierarchy theory. In an organization, there are various people and employees. Each employee have needs and desires, or rather, they have certain motives. Now, since they are different human beings, they have different needs and desires. These needs are sometimes very complex to identify, and sometimes they just overlaps. The task of a manager is to identify that needs which motivate a worker to work for, or rather, which influences the behavior of an individual to work for satisfaction, to take such activity which satisfy their needs. And therefore, Maslow has preferred that these needs of a human being, they necessarily follow a hierarchy. There is an order of preference. That is the meaning of hierarchy. It is not that all the need arises at a time. There are different needs, and each need arises according to a preferences, according to an hierarchy. So Maslow has branded it as need hierarchy theory. He was an US psychologist. This is known as general theory of motivation when he came out with the ideas that the need which drive a human being, they follow an order of preferences according to which a human being strive for their satisfaction. He has categorized these needs of the hierarchy into 5 basic categories. There are 5 levels, 5 order of preferences of this hierarchy. Each individual follows a specific pattern, a specific order in this series of needs. The task of a manager is therefore to identify the series which can help a manager to influence the behavior of an individual in an organization. So let us come to the need hierarchy theory. Maslow has suggested that the needs and desires of human being or employees, they follow an order of preferences. There is a hierarchy. It is not that all of a need arises sudden, because it would be very difficult for a manager to, at a time there are several needs, but these need have a preferences. There could be several complex needs, but out of those needs, they definitely have a preferences, which Maslow has pointed out. And the task of a manager is to identify needs, which plays an important role in influencing the behavior. So the first human needs or needs of an employee is categorized as basic physiological needs. Now, what is the basic physiological needs? First of all, let us say this, that these basic physiological needs, these are the needs relating to food, clothing, and shelter. An individual who works, initially, he feels that, first of all, there is a basic requirement of sustaining oneself. How one can thrive, how one can live. So the basic need, therefore, is related with this food, clothing, and shelter. That is, finding foods, having clothing, and shelter. So these are the normal and basic requirement. These are also known as survival needs, or these are the needs which help a human being to survive and maintain their human life. So they would be able to maintain themselves to survive. If they have no food, they cannot survive. If they have no clothing, probably they may not survive. So these are the basic physiological needs, physical needs, which are basic for the survival and maintenance of life on this earth for an individual. So the first category of need is basic physiological need. Now, how can an organization influence this? So if an organization provides a basic remuneration which is necessary for getting this food, clothing, and shelter, that can motivate a worker to indulge in a behavior that would be satisfactory, as well as they work violation with their own willingness for organizational achievement, organizational objectives. So this was the first needs, that is basic physiological needs. Then we have second need. The second need is safety and security needs. Now, these safety and security needs are of three types. Once a human being is able to achieve the food, clothing, and shelter, he wanted to also assure that even in future he may be able to satisfy all his basic needs. His life should move on uninterrupted. He shall be able to fulfill all his need without any interruption. And how he can do that? So these social need or safety needs is categorized into three basic categories. The security, he wants that there should be security in future of getting that money. So there is economic safety, there is social safety, there are other kind of safety as well, which a human being strive. Identification of this need helps an organization that worker behavior can be modified. For example, in the old age, what happens? Usually, there are chances that have they may not be able to work. So how in such a condition, when they would be not be able to work, they would be getting their food, clothing and shelter? So if some future provision is made which assure them that yes, even in future when they would not be in job, they would be able to secure their basic physiological needs. So this will give them a sense of security of the old age. And this security will give them a sense of satisfaction. And this satisfaction arises when the workers, when the individual, when they have that for future there's a pension plan, or rather the employees have a security of jobs. That yes, even in future they would be able to secure physical security. Now physical security means that they will not be, or in case of an accident, take an example. If they meet an accident, physical, the physics might get damaged. So there is a provision of treatment if the organization provide that if the worker meet with an accident, take an insurance policy which helps them to get themselves treated and recover from illness. Now this financial security that we were talking about of the old age, this is also important. Once he is assured that yes, even in future when he would not be in work, he would be getting, or he would be able to secure his basic physiological need. So that would give them a sense of security, a safety. Yes, they are safe. So they feel motivated. Apart from them, there is security from accident, security from danger of fire breaking out, then their property being stolen. So all these security needs has to be addressed by the management. The organization must assure, be it economic, be it social security, or be it financial security. The organization must ensure and employ that they would be able to secure physical safety, that is security, economic security and safety, and social security. Next is social affiliation needs. Social or affiliation needs. We know that human beings are gregarious. They wanted to be in groups. And they wanted to enjoy in company. And this is what we have seen in informal organization, how they play an important role. Being a human being or being a social animal, we always try to associate with others. We want to live a peaceful life. We want to have a social belonging, social groups. And therefore, we want to affiliate with others. We want to share love and affection. And similarly, we also want that we must be respected and we must be given love and affection. Now, this is the need that we derive from our co-worker in an organization. They respect us, they give us love, they give us affection. And therefore, management must try not to restrict the worker from mingling. Rather, they should promote that the worker should have a chance of interacting with each other, sharing their love, sharing their affections. So over here, in case of social and affiliation need, when these needs, when people share their affection, they have an harmonious relations with each other. And this harmonious relation helps an organization to achieve its goal in an economical way and very efficiently. The next one is esteem need. Now these needs we know is related to a sense of respect in the groups. Human beings are motivated when they have a recognition in a group, when they are rewarded for their good works. So these need, that is esteem need, it can be fulfilled when they are able to achieve a social status, a recognition and respect for others. How can they achieve it? How can organization helps them? So organization, when it promotes a worker, they give them promotion. The workers' esteem rises in the eyes of the peer groups. When the work is appreciated, they are rewarded for their work, and surely this motivates them to indulge in such behavior, to work diligently for achievement of organizational objectives. And therefore this esteem needs is also a source of motivations. As it increases the esteem of the worker in the eyes of the co-workers, in the eyes of the society where they stay, where they live, and that can be achieved by the organization, or that can be contributed by the organization through promotion, through awards, through giving them incentives, through appreciations. So this is how the esteem needs are fulfilled. Then the final need is self-actualization need. Now this need has been defined as what one is capable of achieving. Suppose I wanted to be a manager. I have the talent, but I am not getting the opportunities to be promoted to a manager, or rather the organization is not giving me opportunities. So I cannot reach that target, or where I wanted to be, I could not get to that place, and therefore I may be demotivated. Now this is a need which has to be fulfilled from within the employees. This is the capacity within the employees, what an employee can be able to achieve. An organization has to provide such opportunities. So if they feel that there is a potentiality in a worker or in an employee to be a manager or to be a good planner, we must provide them very opportunities so that they can achieve what they aspire of, what they are capable of, and their talent, their potentiality is fully utilized. So this is a sense of satisfaction that their potentiality, their talent is fully utilized. If we do not provide an opportunity, then they would be feeling that their potentiality, their talent is not fully utilized. They have not been able to actualize themselves. What the self can be. And therefore, these needs, what we have seen, they follow in a hierarchy. Now, how this hierarchy is that? Maslow has taken certain assumptions. Now, these assumptions are first, people behavior is based on need. Now, each of the need, they are the reason why people indulge in an activity for some work or in particular behavior. Why they look out, why there is a specific type of behavior. Because it is the specific needs due to which they have a specific behavior. And then the second thing is that needs have an hierarchical order. Now what is the meaning of this? A person whose basic need cannot be fulfilled, he cannot aspire to have a job security, or he cannot aspire to go at this level of what one is capable of achieving. This need arises only when the lower needs are satisfied. So therefore the next assumption is that people move to higher need only when the lower needs are satisfied. Unless these basic needs are satisfied, they cannot move to the next higher level. And finally, once a need is satisfied, it no longer is a motivator for an employee's behavior or influencing the employee's behavior. So these have been the four assumptions, and a manager takes these assumptions and tries to influence the human behavior. This is what Maslow has preferred. It helps a manager to identify the level of need or the hierarchy of the need which would be motivating an employees to indulge in a favorable behavior, and that can be used for directing towards achievement of organizational goal. So this is all about today's Maslow need hierarchy theory. We shall discuss it in the class. Until then, keep learning and have a look at it, take a notes.